I grew up playing in the Southern Highlands, and there was four netball courts, and there wasn't many people really running around playing. And then we moved up to Sydney to the Sutherland Shire when I went into high school, and that was when I probably got my first taste of real netball. We went down to the netball courts of Bellangara, and there was like 36, and I was blown away by the amount of people that actually played. And yeah, so when I went into high school, we moved up there. I played 4 years of reps with the Sutherland Shire, and then I started playing state league, which I did a couple of years with the Sutherland Shire before I branched out and started playing for, I played for Sydney Uni for a year, and then I played for Eastwood Ride as well. But during that time, I also played in a few state teams. So I played 2 years as an under 17-year-old with Netball New South Wales, 2 years as an under 19-year-old, and also 2 years as an under 21-year-old. And they were probably 6 of the best years of my life. They were awesome experiences and awesome tournaments to go and play in. So yeah, so it didn't just happen. It was, like I said, a lot of work that went into it. But yeah, it was a long journey, but a good one. In all 6 national tournaments I went to, we were the winning team, and in generally all 6 national tournaments I went to, I was in the starting 7, and they generally picked the entire starting 7 except for me into the Australian squads and stuff. So I never got to play in the Australian underage teams, and that was devastating to me as a junior, especially as a 17-year-old. There was lots of tears. As a 19-year-old, I threw lots of tantrums about it and said I'd never play again. And then as an under 21-year-old, I just decided to use that as a little bit of ammunition to just work a bit harder and really try and get to where I wanted to be, which is where I am today. After I finished under 21s, it was everything sort of stopped. So I played A&L, and it just sort of looked like I wasn't really going to make that next step. And I got to about 22 years old, and I thought to myself, if I don't get picked up in the next year or so, that's probably it for me, and I'll just go back and I'll play Premier League, and that'll be great. But it wasn't ultimately where I wanted to be. So I was on scholarship at the New South Wales Institute of Sport at the time, and there was only 4 of us. The other 3 girls all got contracts that year, and I was sitting around twiddling my thumbs going, oh my God, they've all got contracts, like what am I going to do? I don't think I'm going to get one. And then I got a phone call from Rosalie Jenke up at the Queensland Firebirds, and they offered me a contract, and I absolutely jumped at that opportunity, because sometimes you just need to take opportunities where they arise. And being a New South Wales girl, I always wanted to play for the Swifts, but unfortunately that door wasn't open for me just yet, so off I went to Queensland. I debuted in round 1 in Brisbane against the Southern Steel, and that was awesome. I played half a game at wing defence, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. My family flew up to watch, and yeah, so it was absolutely amazing to get the debut. And I played, I think, 11 games for the Firebirds that year, and we went through to the grand final. Unfortunately, we lost. At the end of the season, Rob Wright gave me a call, and he said, would you like to come back to Sydney and play for the Swifts? And I jumped at the opportunity to come home. But it wasn't just about coming home, but it was playing for the team that I always wanted to play for, and that was the Swifts. Came in as a young 24-year-old with girls like Kim Green and Susan Pettit around me, and it was a bit surreal, obviously, having played against them the year before to now being part of their team. So over the course of the 4 or 5 years I've been with the Swifts, there's been seasons where I've sat on the bench and then come onto the court, or gone off the court and not played, and I think I used the experience I had at the Firebirds quite well. It's been an interesting journey to obviously now have played in three grand finals and not won any of them. So they've been the disappointments, and the not playing have been disappointments. But yeah, now here I am in my whatever year it is, and 2018 season's just around the corner, and I was lucky enough to captain the team in 2017, which was a massive surprise and super surreal, especially when I've had captains like Kim Green and up in Queensland, Laura Geit. So it's just surreal to sort of, I guess, now be in the same realm, I suppose, as those 2 are. So I think I learned a lot from those 2, and hopefully I took little bits from what they do as captain, and I've moulded into how I operate as a captain. And